Well, hey folks, this is RVML47, Robert in Dallas, Texas. Haven't made a video in a long time. Been kind of busy, and plus just have been watching more videos probably than making videos, so that's what I've been doing. Anyway, today is February the 16th, 2012, and I am making this video at 11:25 a.m. Central Standard Time. Right now on the screen down here, I've got the HARP induction magnetometer, which is what I used to look at and bring to you, and I still continue to watch this all the time because it gives me kind of some idea of what's going on with the ionosphere and pretty much some of our space weather connection. We had a lot of very, very low frequency interaction for several hours through the end of yesterday. Today it's been relatively quiet. We're beginning to see some what's called PC1 pulsations, and those are magnetic pulsations, generally Earth generated, and we see those. It's not like anything out of the ordinary, but there are some studies out there that try to correlate those with earthquakes. Now again, you think about, okay, this magnetometer is located in Gakona, Alaska. Now we've been having some earthquakes up in that area. We always have earthquakes up in that area, but we've been having, some. We had a pretty good one there even up in Oregon. So again, we have to take this as this is in that area, and again, this is reading the ionosphere over that area, as far as we know. That's where it's pointed anyway. So again, just some pretty good, again, PC1 pulsations going on there. Otherwise, the regular HARP signatures that show up for some previous other studies we've done, the 2.5 hertz was the one that was the big one right before the Japan earthquake. Showed up here a while back, and I should have done a video then, but then it went away. But there were no major earthquakes, so again, it was nothing I could correlate to. So anyway, right now I'd just say HARP looks relatively normal. A lot of low end. We did have a slight geomagnetic storm over the last 24 to 36 hours. That could be what is causing this background noise here. Again, just the PC1 pulsations here are kind of interesting. Okay, now here's a quick look at the solar disk. Not a lot going on. We do have 3 numbered areas, one soon to be numbered down here. 1416 is the one that did shoot off a decent upper C. It might have been an M classifier the other day. I'd have to go back and look. 1420 looks pretty stable. Generally, when you've got one spot and then just it almost looks like a bullseye, there's not much magnetic twisting going on. 1419 is the return of the old sunspot, and I believe it was 1412. I'd have to, again, I don't remember which one it was, but this is a returning sunspot, which set off some major flares as it was exiting over here off of the western limb of the sun. Right now, it's being relatively quiet, and so right now, again, the sun is pretty much quiet as it goes. Here's a quick look at the solar wind parameters, and you can see up here that the VZ component, which is the north-south component of the solar wind, is been strongly north. This is, I believe, yes, the last 6 hours. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yes, 6. I can count again. The last 6 hours, it's for the most part, it has stayed in the positive. So the geomagnetic activity that we were experiencing should be slowing down. The BT, the total B component, is also staying strong, but when we've got it on the northerly side, it's fine. That would keep the pi going pretty much stable right there because it's an inverse relationship, and I need to study more on exactly what this is. I don't pay attention to it that much, and that's bad if I'm, I think I'm a solar researcher. But anyway, that tends to go along with what's happening with the BZ component. Wind speeds, pretty much normal. Average speed, maybe it's a little elevated. Average speed is generally about 350 kilometers per second, and it's just been kind of going up and down and gusty. And same as the temp. The temp has just been kind of up and down, nothing major. A couple of spikes, but again, that could be just interference in the transmissions and stuff. One thing that is interesting is the density meter here, as it tells you, it drops off here at about 5 hours ago, and it has been below 0, or below 1, should I say. So there's hardly any density to the solar winds right now. So that's the solar winds. What does it mean? It means that they're just pretty much kind of quiet right now. And now I hear my cat, and I can smell her because she just went and took a poop. And she is, oof. When she takes a poop, the whole house has to clean out. Anyway, I'll try to continue. If my eyes start watering, you'll understand. Okay, one last thing I'd like to look at here, and this is the forecast for like coronal mass ejections or coronal holes, whatever may be affecting the Earth, Sun, weather, what's in between. And we can see that now this goes back, here we are on the 11th, this goes back to the 16th, this is a bunch of crap, this is old. So see, okay, let me change it to another one because this is some bullshit. We'll try this one. This is the latest ambient run. Probably I started out because there's not been any coronal mass ejections in the last few days. So here we are midway through the day on the 16th. If you've not watched this is a pretty interesting new tool we've had recently. It's been around for several months now, but it's had some controversy about being accurate and not accurate. Well, any forecasting tool is not going to be extremely accurate. We just have to study it for a while. But here's the Earth right here, this little green dot, and this is plasma density. So as you can see, as I was showing you a while ago, the density of the solar wind goes right there, so it's almost like nothing. So the forecast will be for it to like pick up some in the coming days, and we probably will see density pick up around the 18th or the 19th here. The other two, this is stereo A, stereo B. This is the satellite ahead of the sun, the satellite behind the sun, and this is the ones we use to look at kind of what's coming and stuff like that. And this also is showing what's happening at those actual satellite places too. This is the actual wind velocity. Winds are, like I said, pretty much in the normal area. It looks like we might have a coronal hole here that's going to be kind of starting to affect the area of the Earth. Probably later on, starting maybe around the 19th as we look at this graph down here. So, barring any coronal mass ejections from either collapsing filaments or some unexpected flares, looks like space weather right now is relatively quiet. We did have the geomagnetic storm. It was a G1 yesterday, and I hadn't been paying attention because it's tax season, so I'm doing all kinds of that kind of stuff. But it kind of caught me by surprise. It wasn't a big one, nothing bad, but it just shows you that if you don't pay attention, if you don't watch the sun, then you're going to miss something. Anyway, didn't mean to bang the table. That's my first video in a long time, and hopefully I'll try to get back in the habit of making these. I know a lot of people are interested in solar Earth weather and what we can do to watch it and just see what happens. We still have not made it to the maximum for cycle 24 by any means. In fact, I still think we're coming out of a deep solar minimum. Anyway, again, this is Robert from Texas. Y'all have a good one.